Hello again, it's Eric Lee with Equity Real Estate. Today I want to talk about how to survive a market shift. This isn't the first market shift that we've encountered. It is it'll be a fun one. It will actually, I think, be a good thing. It's going to correct a few things that were a little bit crazy with how things were. But let's talk about you. What do you need to do to survive in this market as a real estate agent? What really comes down to it, and in the last market shift that we saw, a big one back in '08, a lot of agents were in business. It was easy. You put a home on the market, it was sold, whether you had any effort or whatever. And this last market, not quite as easy because you had to be a little bit more skilled with your forms, or you faced lawsuits because everybody was upset that they couldn't get the home too. However, things are shifting and we have to grow with it. And when the market shifted in '08, we had a lot of agents that were in business thinking it would be easy, and they went out of business because they didn't have the habits. And so what do you do to survive a market shift? Well, little story. Back in '08, I had over 100 agents that I was supervising at the time. And I was the first one in our company to do that. And we thought it would be a good idea to have a policy that brokers would be non-competing brokers. In other words, I wouldn't do real estate for clients anymore. I would just focus wholly on my agents. And so when I hit 100 agents, we triggered that. And I disbanded my team. I gave my database away to my team, and I focused for 4 years on just being a broker, training and everything. And when the market shifted in '08, it caught us in a way that, first of all, I noticed I wasn't very effective as a broker or trainer because I hadn't worked in a market like that. All of a sudden, we're facing all these short sales, which I'd never done before. We're new forms, new challenges. And here I am trying to train people in a market that I wasn't experienced with. And then, of course, a lot of people were struggling and income dropped. And I thought, you know what? I need to throw my hat back in the ring. Now, in that 4 years that I had passed that mark of 100 agents, several other brokers in our company had also passed that mark. And we had discovered that you didn't need to be a non-competing broker. And in fact, in some ways, it was detrimental because of those reasons I just listed. We weren't very effective at training when we weren't practicing in that market. So instead, we came up with the policy that we would never compete with our own agents. So if I went out on a listing appointment, they said they'd interviewed one of my agents, I was always, great, hire them, because then you get both of us. Because I'm always in the background helping them. So we've now got that established as a policy, but I needed to throw my hat back in the ring after not doing real estate for 4 years. Essentially, I was starting over from scratch. The only difference from the first time that I'd built my business up and this time was that although I had given away my database of past clients to people, I now had at least a database of people that I knew. I had a lot of people that I knew. And so I applied the same concepts that I teach in my training, and there's other videos for that that you can watch. But the number one thing that I did was I had a habit where every day I would start out and I would make a list of 20 people that I wanted to contact that day. Not call and leave a voicemail, not text or something like that. I wanted to actually have an interaction with 20 people that day. And I would make that list in the morning. I'd carry it with me throughout the day because oftentimes, our work takes us away from our computer. We're in our car. We've got a few minutes. Maybe we've got hands-free driving and we can talk to people, or we arrive a few minutes early to an appointment, or clients arrive late and we can get a couple of phone calls in. And when I found that I had that habit of 20 contacts a day, I didn't struggle at all. In fact, I went from having no clients at all to closing, it was close to 24 transactions that very first year that I put my hat back in the ring. And that was on top of managing my office with over 100 agents and running the training program for our company. So how do you survive a market shift? Really comes down to habits. Okay. What are your habits right now? Do a quick evaluation of yourself as a business. And do you have the habits that it takes? Are you willing to put yourself in the uncomfortable position of reaching out to people and talking to people and being a better friend, being a better everything, really? Because when you're in this business, you grow as a person and you grow as a professional, and it helps you be better all the way around. So are you doing that? Are you focused on the habits? And the one habit I would take care of right now is 20 contacts a day. Thanks for joining me.